So this topic is going to be Uber Chronicles. Great rising, beautiful beings. Good day, good day, good day. As you have seen, I'm not making many videos because my support system on YouTube is weak. I don't know if I'm shadow banned. I don't know if the few people that watch me are judgmental or burnt out or tired. But like I say, I'm not an entertainer. Not only that, I know that I give valuable information when it comes down to this construct meaning the system that we live in. And I'm tired of giving free advice. Like, it's bad enough that AI can steal our thoughts and images and let people know the way we feel. So these top-notch A1 developers and secret shadow workers already can take from us, okay, without our consent. That being said, this is called Uber Chronicles. So this caused me to need a dash cam. I will not, well, I might drive Uber again, but the next Ubers will be to invest in a dash cam for not only my safety, but for discriminatory purposes, okay? And the reason being is if a person don't agree with you, all they have to do is flag you as you're being you're discriminating against them. Okay. Um and I noticed that I've only done Uber 4 times, okay? I've been riding in Uber for years, okay? It used to be to the point I used to tip everybody. I used to be happy to tip, right? I had a five. This is me as a rider. Let's go meet as a rider first. This is gonna be about a 30-minute video. I'm gonna get out as much as I can, but I will be doing Uber Chronicles. Okay. Um, I don't care to help Uber because I finalized my thoughts on social engineering and social programming, and I don't believe in AI. But at this point, when it comes down to transportation, whether you're delivering goods, services, or people, we have no choice but to go robotic. And that's because humans are too emotional. Humans are deceitful. Humans, people out here working a 9 to 5 with Uber. Imagine if somebody reports you as discriminating against them. You have no clue who they talking about. You ain't even holding conversations. So I'm gonna hit you to something real quick. I used to tip as a rider all the time, happy in the Uber, smiling, not saying much. If the driver want to hold conversation, I hold conversation. Or if I need to know about the area, I ask about it. But one day, 5.0 stars. And I didn't even realize I had a star count, okay? But I'm in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going out. I want to go into town. And this Mexican guy, and yes, I'm going to speak about their ethnicities. It's very important that you understand this. So Mexican guy, and he was like, "Hey, I could go out for drinks with you. I could go out with you." He just kept saying it. And I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "You're gonna stop your job, like this. I'm sure this is your job. You're gonna stop your job to go out with me and on the town." Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, do you have your own money? So he wanted to stop the clock. We're at the restaurant I'm supposed to be getting out at, okay? But he was like, "Oh, I could show you better places. Don't worry about the money." I'm like, "What? How you gonna ride me around for free?" And I've watched Uber Chronicles online all the time where people say, the door locked, they can't get out and stuff. I was like, "No, no, 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 no. You can let me out here. I'll walk across the street." That's what I was saying. Okay. Somehow the address had me down, like it was the right address and the right restaurant. It was just in an awkward position across the street. But I was like, no, 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 let me out, because he had stopped my ride. I got out and went on about my business because I'm a very merry person. Okay. You only see my rough side as if you are becoming a threat, aggressive, or I really know you. So if I really know you and you trying me, you gonna see that side, okay? But if I don't know you and you a stranger, I try my best to stay out the way, okay? But if you trying me up and you know me, you done size me up, you think you know me, you done been around me for years, and you think you could talk to me anyway, you about to get the raft, okay? But back to it. So after that, I'm having my drinks, I'm eating my food. I still got the pictures on Instagram from this day. Um, I noticed my stars had changed. Now here's a guy who's trying to coerce me into doing what he desires. I'm a stranger, I'm a customer in his car. But somehow, and by him being friendly, I tipped him. You know, and I still got less than 5 stars. This is when I knew, this was about 2 years ago. This is when I knew that these humans out here are emotional damage. Then I noticed that I was tipping people all the time, but it started going down from 4.98, 4.97. It had got down to 4.91. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm tipping all these people. I haven't said anything wrong. Now, remember, I've never rode for Uber. I've never drove for Uber. So now, I've decided I'm not using Uber to pay a car note. Even though you think that in your mind, like, ooh, I could do Uber like 5 times a month and pay my car note. No, I'm not using Uber to pay my car note. I have a very good job. Yes, it's a real job. I have a very good job that pays all my bills. I'm not using Uber for any money. It's all for sport. It's all for a social experience, a personal social experience, okay? So, here I am, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. No, I only drove Uber for 4 days. In over a month span, okay? And they gave me an incentive saying that if I did 200 rides, that they would guarantee that I would make $2,100. I didn't even do that, okay? It's like I say, it's a personal social experience, and it's just a sport. You know what I mean? It's something to do to tire me out. I need to be at the gym. Like, I don't even need to be in a car for Uber. I need to be at the gym. So, the fourth ride, this ride, right? This ride changes things, okay? This ride changes things. So, Uber, I've already calculated it. Uber is chopping heads. If a ride pay $11, Uber may give you $4.50. That's right. Uber is chopping heads. So let's just talk about it for a minimum. Let's talk about money for a second. If Uber got 1 million drivers, let's just say minimum 1 million drivers, a million people that wake up and sign into that app. If Uber takes $3 from every person, yeah, I had a person that had to go like 0.5 miles to deliver my food. Uber had a service fee of $8.50 and only a delivery fee of $2.99. So that driver got $2.99 while Uber got a service fee of $8.50. Do that even add up? No. So if Uber make $3 from 1 million people on their first call, Uber is making $3 million per 10 minutes, but they're making way more than that. Uber is making over $12 million an hour. Yeah, maybe even 25 million an hour. Straight up. Like, it's a cutthroat business. Whereas in taxi cab world, you pay your $85 lick. You know, I'm from a small country town. So you pay your $85 lick, you may make $400, but you keep all your money. You just pay your lick. The only thing about taxi cabs is if you have that car for 24 hours, you got to pay the lick whether you made money or not, okay? Now, Uber, on the other hand, is cutthroat. They're managing your money. Oh, you just did two $10 runs, so we need you to do two $3 runs. And it may be like, I need you to go 8 miles to pick this person up, and I need you to go 8 miles to deliver this person to their destination. And I only want to give you like $3.75. It doesn't make sense. So 1 o'clock in the morning, Uber, why do you want me to drive 14 miles to make $5? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I should be getting prime time rates. And then they'll say, oh, we included the $1.50. So if you take $1.50 away from the $5.39 they tried to get me to do, where is the money? Like, you're not calculating. Like, every driver should have a different rate. I'm going to explain why. I'm 8 miles away from this customer. That other person might be 2 miles away from this customer. You should let the driver pick how important it is they need to get home. So they need to know this person is 8 miles away from you. They could come pick you up, but you need to adjust the rate compared to a person that's 1 mile away from the person. A person that's 1 mile away from the person may not want those $3.50 or $5.30. So the rate should automatically be adjusted. So if somebody, I'll give you another example. Somehow I ended up at the beach, and the guy was like, 3 people canceled my ride. I was getting nervous. I said, well, honestly, we're not making the money y'all think. Like, if you book a ride for $11, you would think that we're getting 8 of those dollars. No, we're getting the crumbs. Okay, we are getting the back end of the stick. Okay, I mean bottom feeder at best. If you're driving your own vehicle, at best you should be making $600 a day. You got to pay for wear and tear tires, oil change, upgrades. When you at best having strangers behind your back, you should be the 300 they want you to make a day. You should actually be making 6. See, if I had this business, I own the app, I run it, right? I got my own patents and everything for it. As long as I make $3 per customer, I know I'm making $3 million every 10 minutes, right? Uber ain't doing that. Uber got 1 million drivers, and they cutting heads. They chopping heads. Somebody may have paid $16 for a ride. Uber gave you $8.68. I promise you. And I feel like we should know how much the whole ride paid for. We should be able to see a breakdown of where that money went, because it ain't right. See, me, I look at it from the long run. I need people out here. Okay? I need people working this. If I could make $3 million every 10 minutes, that's what I'm going to do. I don't need your money. You're the driver, right? That's why trucking industries have a high turnover rate, because the company wanted all the money. I mean, all the money. And they only wanted to say, well, people that are local making $350 a week, we're only going to pay you $6. Then they finally started paying people $1,000 a week, probably 10 years ago. Like people were lucky enough to get $900 to $1,000. Yeah, 900 to 1,000. 1000 is 1,000. $900 to $1,000 a week, and then the pandemic hit, and they really needed drivers. But this is what it all boiled down to. I foresee now that you're gonna be riding in driverless cars ran by AI programs and robots. You are going to be in these cars because the people that get in these cars don't have no respect for you whatsoever. They think that you're the driver, you're the slave, they're the passenger, they are the elite, and you should make their life as comfortable as possible when in fact you're getting out of your domain. So now, let me explain some scenarios. Customers got in my car. It was a woman, and she had a child that she had on her hip. And then it was a man eating a sandwich. First of all, I got a brand new car. I don't want you eating in my car. But I didn't say nothing. Let's do this. You know what I mean? I'm like, Black Power, let me get these people on about their business, right? So I take them to go drop their grandchild off. Okay? Then they had to go to their next stop. So I slide the button to go to the next stop. And the lady was like, "You got the right address?" I don't know if you're trying to pimp me or play me. Okay? My job is to take you to the address that Uber is guiding me to. I do not deviate off my route. You are a stranger. You're sitting behind my back. I do not deviate off my. This is why I'm getting a dash cam. I do not deviate off my route. Period. Okay? She was like, it said go 1,000 feet on 4th Street. She was like, no, that's not where we're trying to go. I said, ma'am, I'm going to get to 4th Street. See, I don't know anything about the app. I'm new. And Uber don't need to be training us. Uber need to be training them how to correct their stops, how to change their route, how to change where they want to go. Okay? Uber need to be training them. Uber think we need to be trained for discriminatory purposes. No. Uber need to get them socially involved in where they're going. Okay? Uber, the first thing they need to do before they can even get a ride, you need to listen to this video, take this test, and see if you know how to change your route, add a stop, or whatever you need. So they're panicking. See, me, if I was the passenger, I would have let the Uber drop me off, because all you got to do is rebook the Uber. Somebody will pick you up real fast. They was just downtown. So they're going to an addressless location. This is their second stop. And she kept complaining to her husband, why did you put this in here? This is not right. So I was like, look, there's a way you can change it. I know there's a way you can change your stop. You need to remove that location or add another stop. I don't know, but I gotta stay on route. Guess what this guy said? Hey, just take us back where you got us from. As if you're not gonna pay me the extra money it takes to take you 6 miles where I got you. Well, it was actually 8 miles. 8 miles where I got you from. I'm not your problem because the app not right. So Uber is instant. As soon as they changed the route and they put the right address in, it took me from taking them to 4th Street to back up the highway where I got them from, right? Boom. So I'm down in Riverside or whatever, River City, Riverside, whatever. And this guy get in the car and he said, I need to stop by ATM. the first thing I said was, you need to add a stop. He said, I don't know how to add a stop. I said, so this is what we'll do. We'll go the route you need to go. This is what I said, because I'm learning the app as I go, right? I said, we'll take you where you need to go, right? And we'll look for a store along the route that has an ATM. And then we'll reroute you. So he handed me his phone, and I put on his phone a second stop. So I seen a store, and I put second stop on that street. And then he said, I need to go back home too. I don't want to stay over here. So look, you're mentally helping these people. These people, you're just supposed to drop them off and let them rebook, okay? But these people don't want to get out the car. They want to handle their business and go back home. They don't want to wait on another Uber. So I'm trying to hit this lick and make this money too. So I put a story in for him to go to the ATM on his device, right? And then I told him on the third line, we're going to do a third stop to get you back home, put your address in. And I finalized it, but I got him to click the final button, okay? I looked over it. Boom. They adjusted the rate. They adjusted the mileage. They adjusted the time. They adjusted the route. Boom. He went to the ATM because he was acting like it was going to be deranged crazy if he didn't take money back home from the ATM. I don't know why. Like, you in the house, how can you spend cash at the house? But I'm not even worried about that. So he got his cash. He made his stop. I took him back to the house. Boom, he gone. I still got 5 stars. No problem. Now hear the crazy stuff. Hear the crazy stuff, right? I know the first people were mad at me. I'm seeing, like, first I was getting these nice customers that knew how to work the app. Like, they'll get off work and say, my next stop is the vape shop. And they'll go in the vape shop and only be in there for like 60 seconds. Like the 120 seconds don't even run out. Like, they'll be in the vape shop and back out, or they'll be in the service station and back out with their cigarettes, and they on to their next route, right? Perfect people doing this to learn how to do it. No emotional stress. And then you got these Friday night people. So Uber kept trying to send me downtown to the stadium, Jacksonville, Florida. The police have the parameters blocked off. You could get out from the stadium. They shooting fireworks and everything. I'm amazed. Ooh, I can see the fireworks. Yellow, the street cop with the yellow shirt on talking about, ma'am, why are you right there? You can't go through here. Don't you see I got this blocked? So I text the rider, you got to come out of the parameters and get to a landmark to get your ride. It ain't even about the money no more. I'm not going to wait for you to walk. Uber not even going to start the clock. And there's no button on there for you to say, that I know of, start the clock while this person walked to me. No. I'm canceling this ride. You need to walk outside of the parameters. They have it blocked off. You can't go nowhere around the stadium to get in. You only can get out, right? So I got like 3 calls to send me down to the same area. And they have no clue that they have to walk a quarter mile out of that area. All those streets are blocked off. They're not letting nobody in. You only can get out. Okay, Uber, tell these people, if you're at a game, if you're at a stadium, get out of the perimeter because it's blocked off. They're not letting anybody in. They are only letting traffic out. So if I'm an Uber driver, am I supposed to sit there and wait and guide this person and say, walk to this street? No, you were only paying me like $4.50 to $5.70. And that's my time and I'm waiting. Do you know how long it take to walk on foot, to walk blocks? Like, they literally had to walk blocks. You could see with a person moving back and forth on the screen. And you're like, I got to tell this person where I'm at. Then they got to go to Google Maps and say, walk me to this street or cross section. No, we're not doing that. Cancel the ride, go about my business. Then I realized I accepted another ride because it was like, we'll pay you $11. Just get us from down here. Nobody's coming. Well, I'm going to tell you why nobody's coming. That's like a parade or event or anything. The police have the streets blocked off. You need to get outside of the perimeter of the block or the square. I call it the square. And you need to go to a gas station or a cross section that's not blocked off so that the driver can come pick you up. If Uber haven't trained the passenger to know that, you're going to keep getting rides canceled. The other day, now for some reason Uber want us to text and drive. No lie. So while you're driving a customer, you're getting this doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Accept, I got your ride. So everybody kept accepting this ride that was paying $76. Uber wanted me to drive from Jacksonville, Florida to Uber wanted me to drive from Jacksonville, Florida to Orlando for $76. Are you crazy? If you can't get me $1 a mile, leave me alone. So from Jacksonville, Florida to Orlando is 140 miles. Okay. Round trip, that's 280 miles. I got to drive back, Uber. It's late at night. Not only that, it's late at night. So I need a hotel because I won't be able to come back, right? A lot of people that drive for Uber have real-time jobs, 9 to 5s. Can't even go that far because they got to be to work in the morning. Uber. Not only do I need $1 a mile, I need an extra $50 to come back. So I need $190. That's right. That is a 6-hour trip. And you think in 6 hours I don't deserve $190? Like, how can you be scared to charge these people? That's why I say 1 o'clock at night, I should be making $1 a mile. So this person should know there's a ride for you. But if they have to drive 8 miles to come pick you up, and if they have to drive 8 miles to drop you off, they need $16 in their own pocket. Nothing to do with Uber cutthroat fees at all. The rates need to be adjusted per driver. Okay? If I'm only 0.5 miles away from you and you got to go 7 miles to get delivered to your destination and you're only paying me $6, that's fine. But if I'm 8 miles away from you and nobody's coming to pick you up, everybody's canceling your ride, the rate needs to be adjusted. Not only that, the drivers need to realize that you can, through social experiment, you can add the tip in advance, okay? So I'm gonna show you a breakdown. I'm gonna put it on my community page. I'm gonna show you a breakdown of my food. I ordered $55 worth of food, right? They charged me $2.99 to deliver the food. And Uber got a service fee of $8.50. Has nothing to do with the delivery at all. It's separate. They charged me $8.50 for services, and they charged me $2 and something for taxes. Guess what I did? I pressed the $2.99 button. I said, let the lady deliver the food to my room. Okay? I also have a PIN code. So I'm able to check my food and verify my food and give her the PIN code after I receive my food. Right? Not only that, before I even got a driver established, I added a $7.32 tip. Okay? Before they even established me a driver. So why did I give this lady this money? Because I wanted to make sure somebody had $10. You got to drive to the location. You got to pick the food up, probably even wait on it. Then you got to drive the food to the location, walk the food up. The person deserved $10, not $2.99. But when you see, when all that extra money, the taxes, the fees, the services, that's Uber money. It's not the driver money.